Hello, everybody. This is Rena Mikhailis, and today I'll be doing a video response against Sargon of Akkad's review of the Black Panther movie because I just came from seeing the Black Panther movie. And what can I say about it? About Sargon's review, in short, this is what I got from Sargon. Everything's feminist, everything's Marxist, and everything's BLM, and you've got to point it all out. Like, I don't mean to be like a jerk or anything, but I do have to agree with like the alt rights, where Sargon of Akkad does come across as the Anita Sarkeesian of the anti-feminist community, at least as of late. I don't he wasn't always like this, but at the very least lately, he's been acting like the Anita Sarkeesian of the anti-feminist community, like when he was in that live stream. And I didn't see the whole thing, to be honest. I've only saw like a 10-minute clip where Sargon was a lot like, "You don't care about my feelings. What about my feelings? The chat is being mean to me. The chat is being so rude. I don't want to debate anymore." And it's kind of like, aren't you the very exact same person that says, "Fuck your feelings," or "I don't care about your feelings," or, "We should live in a society where nobody cares about anybody's feelings," and "I'm a top troll," and, and next, it's like, he goes into like that Cat's the Undying live stream where it's like, oh my goodness, what about my feelings? Care about my feelings. And then he just give like this weird, it's really hyperbolic. Like his video review to like, the Black Panther Party. It's really, really hyperbolic. It's kind of like I just came from seeing it, and it's nowhere near as bad as, he described it. Like, you would think, for example, that there would be like zero white people there except for like two people. When really there were like other white people there. They were just like background characters. But there were more than like two white people there. And also they just had the most speaking roles. But there were like other white people there with speaking roles as well. Or like there was a scene where they went to South Korea, and like I don't know, like 5 minutes of the film or like 10 minutes of the film took place in South Korea. So I would say that scenery wise or graphic wise or visually speaking, if you like Kill Bill, you would probably like the Black Panther because Kill Bill and the Black Panther, to me, it had a bit of a similar feel to it. A bit. I do agree with Sargon on some things. I agree that Killmonger is my favorite character too. Like, I thought Killmonger was a cool character. He was fun to watch, and he was the only one with an American accent. And given that he was the only one with an American accent, I felt naturally drawn to the only American there. Well, now I'm using hyperboles. On a technicality, Martin Freeman, he was supposed to be an American, but still, I just felt more drawn to an American than to an African because I feel like I could relate to an American more than an African. And I would agree with Sargon that, like, if you're wearing an invincible suit, like if you're wearing a suit that makes you all powerful, it would be pointless to get into fist fights. Like if you are wearing suits that makes you so powerful that you could move a car, then getting into fist fights is pointless. Or like when there were like like 5 or 10 women that wanted to fight Killmonger when he was wearing that suit. It's like he's wearing a suit that makes him all powerful. What's the point of fighting him? He's all powerful. I mean, what's the point really? I wouldn't have bothered. I would have just been like, oh, you're wearing an all powerful suit, so I'm not going to bother fighting you. So for me, I would give it like 4.5 stars. And the reason why, I would give it 4.5 stars because, again, fighting a person wearing an all powerful suits just seems really pointless. And there is uh, this cheap green screen image where like he was like talking to his dead dad in front of a really cheap green screen. So it just looked really tacky to me because I mean a green screen it can't really replace, actual sunlight or whatnot. But I mean, it looked like a cheap green screen. It really looked like a really crappy green screen on top of everything else. Because at least when it comes to the Titanic, they actually made everything like look really real. So for me, it's like, well, the cheap green screen. But I thought it was a good film, the whole audience laughed. And there were white people there too. There were white people there. White people enjoyed it because it had its funny parts. And the kid sister wasn't as bad as Sargon described. I mean, she sort of reminds me of Hermione Granger. She's friendlier than a Hermione Granger, but I could imagine that if you like Hermione from Harry Potter, you would probably also like the little sister, or or if you like Flan from Reborn, you've got to be an anime fan. But if you've ever heard of the anime Katekyo Hitman Reborn, then and if you know of Flan from Reborn, the guy with the green hair, you would probably like his little sister because she's really smart and she's a smart ass. She just enjoys, being a smart ass. Like she flipped her brother the bird, and she fake, challenged her brother to a fight to the death. Like they were like, who wants to fight this guy to the death? And she's like, me. And then she just made a smart ass remark, So she's like a typical little sister. And Sarkis like, man, she undermined his authority as king. When really to me, like, is Sargon the only child? I mean, because you do realize that, when it comes to siblings, I mean, me and my older sister, may she rest in peace, my older sister died 3 years ago. But when it comes to me and my older sister, we got into fights. We just fought each other. Or it's kind of a lot like when I was talking to my German friend, like back when I was playing Neverwinter, he and his brother, they got into some nasty fights. They just would beat each other up, brothers and sisters, they don't exactly treat each other with respect. Like when I had a older sister, I annoyed her and I irritated her. I was something like, yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. I didn't exactly like, yes, sister of mine. Yes, sister. Yes, I listened to you. I bowed down to you. I mean, sisters and brothers, siblings, I mean, they do have an interesting relationship. So to me, the younger sister acted, like a stereotype. She's the stereotypical kid sister that's a bit, annoying to, the older brother. But, so to just go like, wow, you don't treat your older brother with respect and honored. It makes me think that Sargon is an only child and he grew up without siblings because, siblings, naturally speaking, they fight. They beat each other up. They kick each other. They punch each other. They choke each other. They snitch on each other. Like if your older sister does something, you go like, mom, my older sister did this. Siblings, they treat each other like crap. So the idea that like she's an older sister, but she didn't go like, like, yes, I honored you, just makes Sargon just seem out of touch. But it just seems like it was more of an overreaction, or it's kind of a lot like, it's like you're an advanced civilization, yet, you use spears, instead of, guns. I don't get that. How many of you think that Japan is an advanced civilization? Guns are outlawed in Japan. As far as I know, the police there use karate. Like I think their military is allowed to have guns. If I'm not mistaken, I'll have to contact my Japanese friend. But yeah, they don't use guns in Japan. Like you cannot bring a gun to Japan. Yet most people would think that Japan is an advanced civilization. They have talking robots. They have talking sex dolls. You could have a conversation with a robot in Japan. Is it backwards country? Would you describe it as primitive? But guns are banned there. There are no guns allowed. So, why would you think that Japan is an advanced civilization if it doesn't have guns? I mean, that that's what made like Sargon's argument like really weird because Japan is an advanced civilization without guns. It's really like nitpicky and pedantic. It's again, everything's feminist, everything's Marxist, everything's BLM, and you've got to point it all out. It's of that nature. It's kind of like they use spears though. And it's like, have you ever watched Kill Bill? In Kill Bill, they use swords. It's like, like, why do people in Kill Bill use swords when guns exist? Why do people in Kill Bill use karate when guns exist? I knew a girl who didn't have a gun, but she used karate. Why use karate when guns exist? That's just, I mean, and on top of that, it's a film, it's fiction. Like one of Sargon's comments were that she said it is, like, it's not magic, it's science, okay? It's not magic at all, it's science. And it's like, no, 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 no. It is like magic. When really, again, Sargon is fiction. If what happens in Batman, if they want to say it's all science, you don't really go and be like, well, explain it, the science to me. Like, I really need you guys to explain the science to me when it comes to Batman. I think that most people just enjoy Batman and they don't overanalyze it, or it's kind of like it would be kind of like if a person were to go, oh my goodness, I was watching SpiderMan, and SpiderMan is a terrible movie. It's horrible because I do not believe that a spider web could support the weight of a grown man. I just don't believe it. Or, it's like, I think that vampire movies are horrible. You know why vampire movies are horrible? Because they don't have a reflection in the mirror, and they are matter, like they are a solid object. How does a solid object not have, a reflection of in a mirror? Like, are you a human? You're solid, aren't you? You're not transparent, are you? So you should have, like, a reflection, even if you are a vampire, because you are solid, and there's some liquid in you, so we should see you through a mirror and all that. But how come your clothes don't also have a reflection in a mirror? It's like, you just bought a shirt from Macy's, yet even your shirt doesn't have a reflection in the mirror. Even, the toothbrush you put up, your toothbrush doesn't have a reflection in the mirror. So, I mean, I don't get how come you don't have a reflection, even though you are made out of solids. I don't get how you don't, how your clothes don't have a reflection, even though it's a solid object. I just don't get it. So I cannot enjoy the movie. It just seems like Sargon, it's fiction. I don't question why, Uma Thurman used a sword and Kill Bill when everything probably could have been gone faster with a gun. I don't just go and question, why do all of the vampires, including their clothes that they just bought from a mercenary, how come none of that has a reflection in a mirror? I just don't question it. I don't analyze it. I just am there to sit back and enjoy. The only thing I think about is to be entertained, and I don't think past anything else. So, that is my little rant. I hope you enjoyed it. But if you don't, please leave a comment explaining why not. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Do you think I was too unfair? Do you think I was too harsh? So leave that all on the comment section below. Leave me a like if you like it, and if you don't like it, you can give me a thumbs down. I really don't care. Every little bit helps the channel. And if you want to see my opinions on more things, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll have a new video for you soon. Bye bye.